Hello, everyone. This is Lorna Sherland, your seven-figure realtor, coming at you. I just wanted to first apologize for not being on last week. I promised I would be on Wednesdays, and I did not keep that promise last week. And I first wanted to clear that up, just because it's important to me that I keep my word. And again, I apologize. I have had a lot of traveling and classes and a lot of business going on, so did not get a chance to get on with you last week. And here I am today and ready to start the conversations again with my realtors out there who I am committed to feeding in terms of information, in terms of awareness, in terms of stirring the pot. Um, Before I go into depth of what I want to talk to you about today, I just wanted to let you know a little bit about myself. I am Lorna Sherland, your seven-figure realtor expert, and I'm known as one of the top brokers in the Hudson Valley. First quarter ranked number 13 in the Hudson Gateway Association of Realtors, MLS, and I've closed over $220 million in sales in my career, and 48 million of that in the last 3 years. And this year, I'm on track to do about 10 million, already close to 4 million so far this year. So that's a little bit about me, and I want to go back to the conversation again with my realtor associates and talk about the elephant in the room. And what elephant, you may ask, is in the room? Well, if you guys have been watching my Facebook Lives, you've heard me talk about different things, and one of them was the talk about racism in real estate. And I got a lot of comments on that, and I didn't get a lot of comments from realtors, but a lot of comments from my past clients and their family members on how this topic really touched them because they've experienced so much of what I was talking about on that feed. So today I want to talk about the non-conscious biases that we've been practicing in our real estate business. And I'm not just talking about other people. I'm talking about the entire industry as a whole. I think that one of the things that we do as realtors is we have some unconscious. I say non-conscious, but I really mean unconscious things that we do when it comes to buyers and sellers that we are not really paying attention to. And it's affecting our bottom line. I mean, can you imagine if we became more conscious of how we talk to clients, whether they're black, whether they're white, whether they're Chinese, whether they're Hispanic, whether they're Indian, whatever culture, whether they're gay, straight, transgender, whatever. Think about all the people who we have determined that we're not going to serve because of a difference in culture or difference in how they look, a difference in the amount of money they have, a difference in again their culture. I mentioned this conversation to just a random person in one of my classes that I've been attending recently. And I suggested to her the conversations I was going to start having. And it actually almost brought her to tears. She was an Indian woman. And she talked about how she looked for an apartment in Manhattan and how the broker did not take her to certain places because she was worried that the woman of Indian descent would be cooking and using spices that would smell in the apartment and therefore seep into other people's apartments. Now, think about that for just a minute. Think about how that woman felt when the agent told her that she would not show her the apartment because of the kind of food she was going to be preparing for her family in that apartment. And what if it was you, right? What if it was you? What if it was you who you just like to cook Indian food and like to use spices? How would you feel if an agent didn't show you a property because of what you cook? It might sound simple, but really ridiculous, right? And this is the kind of conversation I want to bring to the forefront, because I've got to tell you, a lot of people are doing these types of non-conscious bias behavior, and they're not even thinking about how much money they're leaving on the table just because of those simple biases. And so let's define what a bias is. I actually looked it up just to make sure that I'm having the right conversation. And the Webster's Dictionary defines bias as a prejudice in favor of or against one thing, person, or group compared with another, usually in a way considered to be unfair. Unfair. How many people are being treated unfairly by realtors unconsciously, non-conscious, and affecting your bottom line? How much more money would you be able to make if you were aware and started dealing with clients on a whole nother level? A whole nother level outside of your sales training, outside of your listing presentation, outside of your buyer's presentation. Think about how much more money you could make if you became aware of simple things that another human being considers to be a sensitive issue, right? That you're just not conscious of because it's just a sale for you, right? So I just wanted to bring that to your attention, to just, consider it. Consider it. You may not need this information, but just consider that if you changed your techniques just a little bit, how much more money it will be added to the bottom line, what a better lifestyle you'll be able to have with those additional funds, how much you could reward yourself as well as your family with those additional funds, just by changing and tweaking a little bit of what we do in terms of our awareness to the biases that we have when we're dealing with clients and customers. Okay, I'm going to stop my rant right now. Please do share this video. I want this to be heard around our industry so that we become a little bit more aware. And I would really appreciate your sharing. Thanks for listening. I look forward to meeting up with you again next week. Post your comments here. I want to hear what's landing with you from the conversation. If you have a thought of it, just share your post. I want to see what you're thinking. Okay, and let's start this conversation together and make a difference in this industry. Okay, this is Lorna Sherland, your 7-figure realtor expert, coming at you today, Wednesday. I see you next week, and I'll talk to you soon.